I'm actually 4 years younger, by the way. Okay. Okay, so we are a bit overrun, but I will probably need to speed through my parts. I'm going to share about topic of how Diamond High is a home for the Armenians in an ever-changing world. Okay, and before I delve into this topic, I want to ask everybody something similar to what Simon has asked. What does success mean to you? Okay, and we can take reference from our national pledge. Okay, there's a definition defined by our forefathers. Okay, success seems to be to achieve happiness, prosperity, and progress. Right? But the truth is, success means very different things to different people. And in this definition, success seems to be a fixed destination and an end point to be reached. Okay, for both Chai and I, we would like to respectfully reject this premise of the question. Okay, because like what he shared earlier, okay, success is not a fixed point. Okay, we are here to talk about the path that you take when you are trying to aim for success. Okay, because like he said earlier, no one can guarantee the end point, and what you think is success to you now may not exist in the next 5, 10, 20 years. In an ever-changing world, we would like to remind you that success is not a linear path. Okay? Just now, I briefly talked about trying. Okay, trying is about taking our first steps. So here are some examples of the paths taken by some of us older folks. Okay, here is a survey done by Princeton University, and it's one of the most prestigious universities in the US. They have done a survey of all the different alumni that have graduated from Princeton. On the left, you see the majors that they have majored in. On the right, you can see the occupations that they ended up in. This graph basically tells you that no matter what you choose in your university, you can actually enter basically every imaginable industry, okay, that's available. And one of the biggest examples is recently the Anthropic CEO. How many of you use Claude AI? Raise your hand. I see one hand. On top. Claude, okay. So did you know that the co-founder of Claude, okay, her name is Daniela Amode. Okay, she actually studied English literature. Okay, so how come an English literature major can end up running one of the biggest tech firms in the world? Okay, so a brief background. She studied English literature. She started working in politics. Okay, and she started in 2013. She joined a fintech startup called Stripe and started her career as HR personnel. And she quickly rose in the ranks and joined her competitor called OpenAI, who used ChatGPT. I'm sure there are more hands, but okay. So she started her AI career in OpenAI. Okay, but subsequently, she was able to use her operational expertise to co-found Anthropic in 2021. And she co-founded it with her brother, okay, Dario, who has a PhD in biophysics from Princeton. Okay, and his brother focused on the core technical model building, while Daniela focused on the operations, safety, and team management. So she has consistently championed the idea that AI models are growing more intelligent, and non-technical skills like critical thinking, communication, and emotional intelligence will become even more crucial in the AI leadership. Okay, closer to home, using myself as an example, I actually studied history for 6 years, but in university, I decided to take geography. Any geog teachers here? Mr. Chan? No, Mr. Chan is behind. He's my senior in NUS geog, right? And I was able to chart out a career in finance. Okay? And I'm happy to share that in an ever-changing world, there are more and more Tamilians who are stepping out of their comfort zones and choosing paths that are considered not so safe. So here is a recent interview that I did with my batchmate who quit her job in a stable career to become a freelance photographer. Okay, and she's doing something that she really enjoys and brings her happiness. Okay, so with all that I've shared so far, it is not that you don't already know that the world is ever changing. Okay, but if I were to put myself in your shoes, I ask myself, what would you need to hear from an older Tamilian like me? Right? There are three things that come to mind. Right? Things that, what can I say to you that is not pandering? What can I say to you that will help you keep faith? What can I say to you that will give you confidence to trudge on? And what can I tell you that does all three things and does not require me to give you a white lie, such as you can do it? Okay? So it leads to only one thing, which is what Chai Hong has already shared just now. It's the relationships that we share with one another. Okay? What Chai Hong shared earlier. Relationships are what makes Taman High feel like home. Okay, and I want to share something that I learned when I was in geography in uni. Why do we feel that Singapore is home, right? This idea of a nation is an imagined community because millions of strangers feel deeply connected through a shared identity, even though they may have never met each other in their lifetime. Okay? You will be able to spot a Singaporean from a mile away when you're overseas, when you hear them speak in Singlish. Right? So, likewise, as Tamilians, we also have a shared identity. I actually did not know Chai Hong when I was in school because he graduated in 2006. I entered Sec 1 in 2007. Okay? So, for the last year, in around June, was the first time I met him. It was at his movie premiere. I was introduced by my primary school classmate, who happens to be his co-producer. And the first thing that we did when I was introduced at the movie theater was to sing the school song. Let's watch.
大明都想起家东北，你的孩子，
红叶红豆，树木爱小山林，离风寒，为永生，我是一个不说的道路。是你好重要的关怀。你不用人不懂，好的命，好的命，Okay, a fun fact, the actress that you saw just now, her parents both are Tamilians. She's not from Taman High, she's from CSHE, but because her parents have such a strong sense of Tamilian spirit, they actually sing the school song at home. That's why she knows how to sing the school song. She's not even from Taman, but she can sing our school song. Okay? But the point of sharing this story is, after I met Chai Hong, he led to a series of events where 2 months later, he was here, standing here, speaking with your seniors, the 2025 batch who just graduated. And a month later, we met up with the alumni president, Mr. Teo Kek Yeng, and he agreed to sponsor a movie screening, a private movie screening for your seniors. Okay? This was at Next. We had about half of the cohort join us for a private movie screening. Okay? So, there are many ways that we can help make Taman High home, even years after graduation. The most obvious way is the moment you graduate, you can come home and stay connected with your teachers, find out how they are doing, update them how you are doing. Okay, these are some of my teachers who are still teaching in Dunman High. You probably recognize most of them. When you come home, say hi to your favorite canteen auntie and uncles who have fed you for the last 6 years. Okay? When you have graduated, you can come home just like the youth alumni speakers that you will hear from later. These are the year 7, year 8, and year 9. Okay, you probably recognize some of them. Okay, for those of you who choose to go overseas for your university, you can also build a community where you feel like a home away from home. Okay, this is an example of one of our most active overseas branches for the youth alumni. This is the UK branch. They have been holding annual Chinese New Year gatherings because in the UK it's not a holiday. It's very difficult for you to come back to Singapore just to celebrate Chinese New Year. So what they did was to have a Chinese New Year dinner every year so that you don't feel homesick. Okay, this is in London. And on the right, this is an this is a UK trip. They gather together once a year during, I think, summer or winter break. Then they go traveling and they get to meet Tamilians that they have not met in school. Okay, because there is this sense of community and a sense of home. Okay, one example, this is very close to my heart because the two of the Tamilians here I highlighted are my closest friends, Gerald on the left, Jocelyn on the right. They are only 1 year apart, but they have never met in school before. Okay, so how they met was at one of these Chinese New Year dinners, okay, in London, and I happened to be there. Can you see me on the right? I was there on exchange from NUS. And after they met, they got together as a couple. From a Tamilian family to actual family. And they got married 5 years after, after they came back. And also just this morning, they texted me that they welcomed their firstborn yesterday. Okay? So this is one example, successful matchmaking by youth alumni. Okay, for those of you, when you enter your careers, don't forget to come back and share your stories, just like the career speakers that you are going to hear from later at 10 a.m. onwards. Okay, these are some examples. Okay, they are moved. Actually, this year is the first year that all the career speakers are personal friends and connections of our youth alumni members. Okay? And once you start working, if your company allows it, you can also welcome Tamilians to your office to visit. For me, what I've done is I posted 4 different batches of the financial literacy students at my office. Some of them are sitting here now. 2023, you guys are year 6 now, right? Raise your hands if you're here. Woo! Hey, Jackie. Yeah. And for the first time this year, I also hosted some interns from the year 5s, high year 5s in the auditorium. Okay, and when you start working, don't forget to come and join our networking events held outside Dunman High. This is held at one of the restaurants of this is a joint partnership between Dunman and River Valley alumni. Yeah. And when you're overseas, you can also host your friends who fly over to visit. So this was me in 2022, right after COVID. I flew to London for another trip, and I met up with 3 of my batchmates and juniors who have been working there for the last 10 years. Yeah. And also, if you have the capacity to, I welcome you to come back and help us to build this home together. This is my Youth Alumni Exco. Okay, and these are some of the initiatives that the Youth Alumni has created for all of you. From year 5, year 6, we have the tutoring, the apps. For year 7 to year 9, all the way to end of uni, we have the apps and networking. And even after you graduate, even after you finish university, you can go for networking events. Okay, not just the youth alumni, we have the main alumni as well. So we don't just plan events. Okay, we also celebrate each other's milestones, such as birthdays. You can see here, this is Mr. Teo, you saw earlier, our alumni president, and Iwang here, who is our youth alumni VP. And financially, if you can contribute to the school, you can help to build the campus literally. Okay, so for those of you who have walked past the auditorium and you see all these names that are plastered outside the Audi, right? If you don't know who they are, I'm letting you know now that the school advisory committee has contributed about a 7-figure sum donations for you to enjoy the shelter that is over the Parade Square now. Okay? Now, can we give a round of applause to SAC? Okay, there's a Chinese saying called 前人种树，后人乘凉. In English, it means our predecessors plant the tree. It will take time for the tree to grow. They will probably not enjoy the shade. It is people who come after that enjoy it. Okay, so for the relationships, I'm now letting you know that each of these at the top, there is an organization behind that allows you to come back and contribute. Okay, these are the many ways that we have helped to make Dhammathai a home for you. And the only way this relationship is going to continue is if you guys dare to try, and if you succeed, like Simon did, good for you. Try, if you fail, it's okay. We are here to comfort you as an extended Dhammathai family, and we will help you to chart your path forward. Okay? Remember this chart. Okay? And when you are able to, join us in continuing to strengthen these bonds for future Dhammainians after you. Okay? These are the relationships that will give you experiences and impacts for a life well lived. And for a home in an ever-changing world. So let's build our home together. Those of you who have your phones, you can scan our QR code to follow us. I expect plus 1,000 followers after today. Okay, in this link tree, you will find the apps, the tutoring, University Wiki, and other initiatives that the youth alumni does. Okay, with that, I end my sharing on time, and I'll pass my time back to the MCs. Thank you.